In this video, we are going to talk about multiplying fractions with whole numbers. So if we take a look right here, when we multiply fractions, two fractions with one another, we basically multiply the numerators together and then the denominators. So here we have two fractions, numerator of denominator, numerator, denominator. So when we multiply two fractions, we multiply this numerator by this numerator, and then this denominator by this denominator. And then we get our answer. If we look at number one, the problem we're faced with is that while this is in the form n over d, numerator over denominator, this one is not. So what we have to do is we have to turn 7 into a fraction that still equals 7. So to do that, we're basically going to rewrite the problem as 3 over 5 times 7 over 1. Because 7 over 1 essentially is 7 divided by 1, which equals 7. So 7 is the same thing as 7 over 1. Now we have it in that form, as in right here. So we can just multiply our numerators together. 3 times 7 is going to give us 21, and 5 times 1 will give us 5. And then from there, obviously this is an improper fraction. We have to go ahead and switch it into a mixed number. And of course we have a video to help you out with that if you need help. To do this one, let's do this. 21 divided by 5. 5 goes into 21 4 whole times, because 4 times 5 is 20. There's 1 left over, and our denominator stays as 5. So 3/5 times 7 equals 4 and 1/5. Let's move along to example number 2. We have 12 times 2 over 9. Again, we have to change 12 into a fraction that still equals 12, and we're always going to use 1 to do that. So 12 over 1 times 2 over 9. In this case, if we look at our cross products, we can go ahead and actually simplify. We can cross simplify. 9 and 12 share a common factor of 3. So 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. So now when I multiply it, 4 times 2, that gives me 8. 1 times 3 is 3. So I have 8 over 3. As a mixed number, 3 goes into 8 2 whole times, because 2 times 3 is 6. There are 2 left over, and 3 will be our denominator. So now, of course, you could have done this without cross simplifying. Let's say I say 12 over 1 times 2 over 9. We know that 12 times 2 is 24, and 1 times 9 is 9. And again, we would just have to simplify from there, turn it into into a mixed number. So 9 goes into 24. 9 goes into 24 2 times, because 2 times 9 is 18. There are 6 left over, and 9 is our denominator. And of course, 6/9 can be reduced to 2/3. But I think it's always easier to cross-simplify if you can before you multiply. It keeps the numbers a little bit smaller. Move along to number 3. We have 4/11 times 6. Again, let's rewrite this as 4 over 11 times 6 over 1. Because 6 is the same thing as 6 over 1. We can cross-simplify here, so let's just multiply it straight across. 4 times 6 is 24, and 11 times 1 is 11. So that's an improper fraction. 11 goes into 24 2 whole times, because 2 times 11 is 22. There are 2 left over, and 11 stays my denominator. So 4/11 times 6 is going to give us 2 and 2/11. One last example. We have 3/5 times 20. Again, we'll write that as 3 over 5 times 20 over 1. And if we check this out, we can cross simplify here. The 5 and the 20 share a common factor of 5. So 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into 20 4 times. So multiply straight across, we have 12 over 1, which equals 12. And again, we could have taken the same fraction here, 3/5 times 20 over 1. 3 times 20 is going to give us 60. 5 times 1 is going to give us 5. And 60 divided by 5 is 12. So even if you don't cross simplify, you'll still end up with the same answer. You'll just have to reduce. And that is how we multiply a whole number by a fraction.